I'm just gonna say it. I think you should buy the Galaxy S26 Ultra. And not because it's the newest phone, not because it's expensive, not because it says Ultra in the name or anything like that. I think you should buy it because Samsung actually solved some pretty good problems and real problems that a lot of consumers may have. 3 reasons. Number 1, privacy display. Number 2, the camera system. And number 3, the performance and AI software experience. I want to break it down for you guys, and starting with reason number 1. The privacy display changes everything. So Samsung talked about this feature a lot during their keynote, during Galaxy Unpacked, and it's the world's first adjustable privacy display on a smartphone. And some may think, well, who cares? Like, I can just get a privacy screen protector for my phone and stuff. But you really have to try it out on the Galaxy S26 Ultra, because you'll then realize it's not a gimmick. You can essentially adjust screen visibility levels, blur partial content like notifications, enable maximum privacy mode, reduce viewing angles dynamically. I mean, I'll even go ahead and show you guys. So right now I have it turned off, and as you can see, looking at it directly, you can see the screen sideways. You can still see it, even though I believe I still have it turned on. So let's completely turn that off. And there we go. So when you look at it from the side, you can see it vertically. You can see it from the side. You can see it. So I'm going to turn it on just a little bit. And it's not maximum privacy protection yet, but as I shift, you can't really see it that much, right? It slowly starts to fade away. But let me turn on maximum privacy protection. And as soon as I shift, it is completely gone. Like, you can't see at all. And it's not just the horizontal axis, but the vertical axis as well. So yeah, it does turn off pixels, and that's essentially how it works, but it does a great job. And if you work in public, if you travel, if you answer emails on planes, especially for someone like me, because a lot of things, like if I have to sign an NDA or it's just work-related emails, I can now do that comfortably, especially like if I need to send an email right away, turn it on, and I'm all set to go. If you check bank apps and coffee shops, for those who do, this feature does matter. And no other flagship is doing this right now. Yeah, we've had privacy screen protectors for years, but this is built into the display. This is a hardware built feature. It's smart, it's adjustable. You can add routines to it. So when you leave your house, it automatically turns on. When you come back home, it turns off, or it's off until you get to work, then it turns on. Whatever the case may be, you can add that as well. And I think this should be something more 2026 flagships should have. That alone makes this phone really unique. Now, number 2 is going to be the camera. I think it's built for people in the content space. If you really want to make content on the go, this phone is going to be that. And for years, I talked about how I use my iPhone, especially for making content, but this may finally be a replacement for that. This may finally replace that, because the S26 Ultra still has a great camera setup. It has the 200 megapixel main sensor, but now with a wider f1.4 aperture. That means 47% brighter image capture, better low light performance, and more natural depth separation and cleaner shadows. But look, it's not just hardware, there's also software to it. Now in the video gets like the biggest improvements. It's got the horizontal steady mode, and in fact, I'll go ahead and show you guys. So I'm gonna go into video, and for example, I have super steady off, but I'm gonna have super steady with horizontal lock. So I'm gonna lock in on Arceus, and I'm going to kind of shift my phone, as you can see right here, just like that. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to open up the video, and as you can see, it's still keeping shape. Like, the video didn't shift upside down or anything like that. That is great, because the phone, it's now using gyro data, accelerometer data, and lock-on subject tracking. So the result, you're getting smoother footage without that weird warped ultra-wide distortion look. I really do appreciate it. And not only that, there is the pro level video features. Samsung actually went really serious into this. You can now get Obviously, like log recording is in here, a brand new APV video codec, and then built-in LUTs. So I'm going to go into more and then Pro Video. And right now this is recording in log. So this is how log looks like. Then you can go into LUTs. You can essentially get a preview of the LUT, standard, blockbuster. These are all built in. Obviously, if you want to use your own afterwards, you can when you're editing, but you get all of these previews. So for example, like you can record off and then post-production, you can add those LUTs, Samsung's LUTs. Or if you want to see how it looks beforehand, like here's blockbuster, you can record the video like this, and then when you go into post-production, it'll still show up as like no LUTs included, and then you can add that in later. So you get a preview of how the video is going to look. That's something I really do appreciate. And so far the results are looking really good. And I'm excited to try this out, especially when I go on like vacation or go on for a day trip. I really want to continue to use this even more. But essentially, log recording means more dynamic range, better highlight retention, and more control in post-production. And the new APV codec gives higher quality video compression, better detail preservation, and more flexibility for editing. And just the fact that Samsung includes these built-in LUTs, you can shoot, apply cinematic profile, and export all on the phone. No laptop required. This isn't really just a phone camera anymore. I think this is really meant for those who are in the content space, who want to make content. Reason number 3 is going to be the software performance and the AI features, because I like the AI features. I like that they brought these new AI features. They actually feel really useful. So with the performance, we're getting the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. So essentially a 90% CPU boost, a 24% GPU boost, and a 39% NPU boost. Now, of course, that NPU jump really does matter because this phone is AI heavy. And this time it doesn't really feel forced. At least that's what I have noticed. I don't feel like Samsung is throwing these at you, but they're saying, hey, look, these AI features are here whenever you need them. Now, Photo Assist is one of them, and it's multimodal, so you can literally tell your phone to remove this object, expand this frame, enhance lighting, voice or text, and understands context. You don't need to go through it yourself. So I'm going to open up camera real quick, and let's just go into, for example, this photo right here of my car. And I'm just going to go right here. So there's AI Eraser, which is great, by the way. There's Move, Create, Style. So I'm going to go into Create. It says describe what to change. So let's say remove the trees. I'm going to hit Generate. Give it a moment or two. And bam. So it removed the main trees that I was talking about. There's more trees in the background, but take a look at that. Normally, if I wanted to erase it, I would have to manually go through it, but because of that, just voice command, it got rid of it, and it blends in very well in the background. It's something I really do appreciate, and I can't wait to continue to use this even more. There is Creative Studio, which essentially you can build stickers, greeting cards, social-ready templates. So for those who want to use it without downloading different apps to do that, you have that option now. I don't know how often I'll be using Creative Studio, maybe not too much, but I'll definitely try it out. And then Audio Eraser, which was unveiled last year, but now it's not just in the Photos app in the gallery, it's now in YouTube, Instagram, Netflix, and it's coming to more third-party apps. I think that's going to be a massive upgrade for those, again, in the content space. I think this is really centered around people who are like me, not just in the tech space, but just lifestyle, whatever it is, wanting to make content, anything like that. And then the performance coming back to it, Samsung redesigned the vapor chamber, so it's a little bit larger than last year's. So that's going to help with better heat dissipation, better sustained performance, and better gaming stability. And it stays fast. It's not just fast, it stays fast. And what I've noticed is even during the setup process with this phone, it didn't even get warm to the touch. Like, last year's phone did get a tad bit warm, where I was like, okay, yeah, I can feel the warmth in this. But this year, it was like, oh, well, yeah, it's slightly warmer than like when I'm holding the phone right now, but it wasn't to the point of its predecessor. And that's something I really do appreciate. I've tried games on here, Clash of Clans being the first one, and it's been great so far. Watching lots of videos already, hasn't gotten warm at all. Now this Ultra does feel different. It's not just the specs. It's not just the 60 watts charging, or it's not just having a 10-bit display. It's not just having armor aluminum. And some people may call that a downgrade, switching from titanium back to aluminum. Samsung made this device more private, more cinematic, made it smarter and more content focused. And I think that's going to be a combination that's going to be pretty hard to beat. I'll put it that way. But essentially, who this phone is for, when I think about it, if you care about privacy in public, you shoot videos seriously, you edit content, you want AI that actually saves time, and there also is a exclusive early Gemini feature that Google unveiled with the launch of the S26 series. But there's AI features here that actually does save time, and you want the most complete Android flagship. Essentially, you'd probably want to pick up the S26 Ultra, especially here in the US. If you just scroll social media like Instagram or just text, you don't need this phone. But if you really use your phone to the max, this is going to be that phone for you. Honestly, if you ask me, you should buy the Galaxy S26 Ultra, because this year Samsung didn't just refresh it. They refined it where it matters: privacy, camera capability, AI performance, and software. And that makes it more than just another Ultra. It makes it the most complete Android flagship you can buy. But that's been it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video, because it really does help out the channel out a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Aura Layers. Links down below. It goes a long way in helping out the channel. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.